years.
9 have graduated and 8 are still in. So the remainder of those folks, I would say I'm not positive that they're staying sober, but we know that some of the people who didn't graduate also did well.
Over that time, Chief Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Vaser says the program has made a major impact.
Just seeing this program become a part of the sheriff's office and the entities within the county was huge, because it was fixing these people, and it really was bringing a new life to them.
It was funded by a county contribution matched by a state grant from the Department of Justice. That 5-year grant is now ending, but Krebsbach says there's no set timeline for when the program will close its doors.
We'll carry on as long as we need to. I'm pretty confident that everybody that's in the program will have finished by the end of next year, but I don't think it'll take that long for most of them.
The health department says if they're able to fill that position in the future, they'll reapply for funding for the treatment court program in 2027. In Door County, Hannah Lopez, NBC 26.
A decades-old double homicide trial is officially underway in Waupaca County. Opening statements began today in the case against Tony Hayes, who prosecutors say killed Tana Togstead and Timothy Mumbrew back in 1992. The state argues Hayes stabbed the couple to death in their home in the town of Royalton, and he confessed after DNA from seminal fluid on Togsted's body was linked to him. But they also point to a bloody handprint left on her door, saying it's Hayes's.
So what ties Tony Hayes to this crime? His semen on Tana's body, his handprint in blood on Tana's door, his own memories of being at the crime scene, his own memories of killing Tim and Tana.
But Hayes' defense says the DNA samples were degraded, contaminated, and possibly point to other relatives.
You're going to find manipulation of DNA testing evidence to make it fit for Tony or for somebody. Because after 30 years, they needed to get somebody.
Noah Cornelius will have more coverage from the trial at 6 as first witnesses take the stand. In the Fox Cities, another community has made it legal to raise a certain animal in backyards. Your Fox Cities neighborhood reporter Kyle Langelier reports on what's coming home to roost.
Now in Little Chute, along a block just like this, any of these homeowners can raise chickens in their backyards to harvest eggs or just to welcome a little bit of life into their home.
After a years-long effort from community members in Little Chute, the village board has approved an ordinance allowing people to own 6 or fewer chickens in their backyards. The vote passed 4-3 with arguments against the change, including the attraction of rats, raccoons, or skunks, and the spread of disease through chicken feces. Little Chute joins many other area communities allowing chickens, including Menasha, where I met Melanie, who's raised chickens since Menasha changed its law in 2023.
Well, I think everybody should be able to, within reason, do the things that are important to them, like, raise vegetables, have their pets, and chickens would fit in there. That if you want to raise animals for food, you're pretty limited in this city. Chickens are the perfect fit for that.
For those who have waited years to raise chickens in their backyards here in Little Chute, they only have to wait a few more days while the city writes the official application form, which they tell me should be available sometime next week. Reporting in Little Chute, Kyle Langelier, NBC 26.
Thank you, Kyle. At the state level, a bill to allow backyard chickens throughout Wisconsin has been moving through the legislature since February. The bill had a public hearing in the Assembly in March, but hasn't been passed out of the committee yet in that chamber. In order to become law, the bill would need to be passed in both the state assembly and the Senate and then be signed by the governor. $27 watch bought on eBay turned out to be a rare piece of space history. That eBay purchase found its way to a coin shop in Ohio where Stephen Osdean from Madison bought it, not knowing it once belonged to Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon. The watch went to auction in Boston this spring and sold for more than $2 million.
Where it broke a world record for commemorative Omega astronaut watches, selling for a staggering $2.125 million. But what Stefan did next is the reason we're here today.
Instead of keeping all the money for himself, Stefan gave some of it away to multiple charities, including a Green Bay Scholarship Foundation. And the man in charge of it is the same man who first purchased the watch on eBay for $27. It's an incredible full circle story, and we'll have the full tell tonight at 6. EAA AirVenture brings about $257 million in total economic impact to the Fox Valley region every year. That's according to a new study by UW Oshkosh, which found $171 million in direct spending and then an additional $86 million in spending that passed through the community. Last year's AirVenture brought in the most guests ever, with 686,000 attending the world's largest air show. And to help kick off AirVenture, Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland and myself will be live Monday evening from EAA grounds with all the excitement for this year. Be sure to join us on NBC 26 News at 5 and 6. Could Alcatraz soon once again house inmates instead of tourists? The latest update on what's become a controversial plan coming up.
You're watching NBC 26, part of the Scripps News Group.
A Wisconsin judge has agreed to release one of the women from a mental health facility under supervision after her conviction in 2014 in the Slender Man stabbing case. Morgan Geyser, who is now 23, is expected to be released from the Winnebago Mental Health Institute in Oshkosh and transferred to a group home. Geyser has gone through several court hearings over the years to gain release from the mental institution. Geyser and Anissa Wire were both 12 years old when they lured a friend into the woods and stabbed her 19 times to appease the fictional character Slender Man. The girl who was stabbed survived. President Trump has been diagnosed with a common vein condition after noticing some swelling in his lower legs. Trump has chronic venous insufficiency, where little valves inside veins are damaged and don't effectively return blood to the heart. The White House says the president remains in excellent health. White House officials are reportedly visiting the California Bay Area today to formally launch an effort to turn Alcatraz back into a federal prison. More than 1 million visitors a year visit the former maximum security prison, now a national park. The Trump administration officials, including Attorney General Pam Bondi and Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, will reportedly announce their plan to convert it back into a federal penitentiary. San Francisco's mayor shook off the seriousness of the coming announcement.
There's no realistic plan to make Alcatraz reopen as anything other than a wonderful tourist attraction that it currently is.
The president first announced his plan on social media in May, directing federal agencies to reopen a substantially enlarged and rebuilt Alcatraz. Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi called the administration's, quote, stupidest initiative yet, and questioned how they would fund the massive undertaking.
Strong to severe thunderstorms are moving through northern Montana right now, and yes, there's a reason I'm showing you this graphic. Your 7-day forecast is next.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland, featuring the 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by your Wisconsin Chevy Super Dealers.
So we reached the half point of summer meteorologically just 2 days ago, and this afternoon, a taste of fall, no doubt about it. Temperatures, even with sunshine at 5 o'clock in the evening, only in the upper 60s in both Fond du Lac and Oshkosh. We've got lower 70s in Clintonville. The temperature right now in Pennvine is coming in at 72, which is also the current temperature in Appleton, where there's really nothing but blue skies and bright sunshine right now. In Green Bay, it is 71 with mostly sunny skies and northeast winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not only did it cool down, but it dried out. We complete a weather 180 today with much less humidity compared to the last couple of days. Yesterday in the afternoon, the dew point was in the lower to mid 70s. Today, the dew point dropped all the way down into the lower 50s, and it was noticeable. The radar tonight shows quiet conditions across the area, not only here in northeast Wisconsin, but across the entire western Great Lakes. The cold front that kicked off those thunderstorms and heavy rain yesterday. Now moving off to the east, we've got high pressure building in across northern Minnesota, and that area of high pressure will overtake Wisconsin throughout throughout the night into tomorrow morning. There's no frost or freeze advisories anywhere across the northern part of the country, but it's going to be pretty cool tonight. I think by tomorrow morning, most of us will be in the upper 40s to lower 50s, and those normally colder spots across far northern Wisconsin and up into the UP, probably hitting the upper 30s by early Friday. But then Friday afternoon looks fantastic. Just a beautiful day, lots of sunshine. Temperatures will climb into the lower and mid 70s. Skycast shows mostly sunny skies tomorrow, maybe some patchy fog in a few spots. The sunshine will start to mix with some clouds by tomorrow evening, and then tomorrow night, those thunderstorms in Montana will roll across the area, and we'll keep a chance for showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for Saturday as well. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center is keeping the general risk for thunderstorms out there. They're thinking that the threat for severe weather is pretty low, but it is July. Having said that, there once again could be some locally heavy rain.